So thank you for joining me on this final episode, the sort of home run towards the end of our journey. Sorry for the intro. It was as a result of losing my audio in the last few recordings that I did. There was a problem with the audio and there was no in-game sound, so I just filled it with some music and carried on. Okay, so today what we're doing is finishing off our run. As you can see, I have killed the Nito, Bed of Chaos, and we finish off with Seat the Scaleless, which all hold shards.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm distracted by grief.
So we have one more thing before we take on the second to last boss, which is the Four Kings. But before we do that, we need to go and pick up the Ring of Artorias. And that's one thing we haven't done yet, which is go into the forest to fight Sif. So I'm looking at my levels. I'm just debating. I want to put a few points in a few different things. So as you can see, my build is not really high level. It's sort of mid-range build for what we're doing. So yeah. Okay. There's a point in strength, and some endurance is always useful. So we can get a few levels, but it's not really well, for me it isn't necessary at this time, because I can happily finish the game off as I am. But for the purpose, I'm just showing what you can do with a sort of sub 100 build. And that's it. Okay, so there are the stats. Those are the final stats going in as we wrap up this playthrough. And as I said before, it was never going to be 100%, so I have not done the DLC and a few selected areas, so it was just supposed to be just a chilled out run, revisiting Lordran, getting familiar with it again. Okay, so we're gonna make our way now to Sif. So we need to go to the Darkroot Garden, where we have to take on Sif, because we cannot do the Four Kings without having the Ring of Artorias for us to traverse the Abyss. Hence the reason why I'm going back to Sif. For those who are unaware and those who are new to the Souls series or new to Dark Souls, this is the purpose of doing this now. Okay. Now, normally if you have done the DLC, you will get additional content for the Sif opening cutscene for Sif's fight. But I haven't done it, so you're just going to get a regular cutscene, as you will see when we get there. Okay. So I'm not going to rest here, we're just going to continue and stop. Probably stop at Andre, yeah. Just double check.
Well, hello again. You need any...
So at this point, we don't need nothing to reinforce. We have nothing for ascension. And we're just going to keep it like that. Okay, so the Murukuma. Well, the Chaos Murukuma, I'm not going to go on farm for Titanite chunks at this point. But I think we have all the weapons we need in order to take us through to the end. I don't foresee any, major issues. And so on. It's pretty straightforward from here, really.
I'll be seeing you then.
Yeah, I'll see you in the next playthrough, Andre. Because once we wrap up here, we ain't gonna see him again. Until the new game. New Game Plus. Sorry. So, yeah. So, I'm just sorting my rings out, what rings I'm gonna use. So, as you can see from my previous episodes, I've changed up my weapon slightly. I've upgraded the Gargoyle's halberd, which is a really good weapon. It's very underrated. And I've made this one a lightning, only because it does quite a lot of damage to enemies. And no, not going to get rid of that. As you can see, it's just easily one-shotting these enemies, not a problem. Press the wrong button. Sorry about that. That's what happens when you've been playing Elden Ring and then you come back to Dark Souls to finish it off. You forget where your buttons are sometimes. Okay, so that takes care of that. Okay, so I'm going to rest at this bonfire down here, just to make it easier in case I die, because it's been a while since I've done this fight. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see. Place your bets now, how much deaths it's going to be. How many times I'm going to die here. There's a lot of bloodstains out here. That's providing I don't get invaded first. But it's relatively quiet at this point. Not much people. I don't think much people playing Dark Souls. No. Silly thing sometimes. Get stuck on the environment like that. So, yeah. These mushroom guys, you can farm them for if you own some pine resin. You can get, pine resin from these guys. They can drop them if you want to farm for it. If you want that additional lightning. But because I've already infused my weapon, I cannot use resins. I can't use gold pine resin on this weapon. It's already infused. Okay. Yep. So you see it's lightning infused. And I have a crystal infused one as well. It was just for testing purposes. So yeah. So I have the Chaos Murakumo +1. I have the +15 Murakumo fully upgraded. But as I said before, I am not at this point going to invest, and there's no point in doing up the Chaos Murakumo anymore. It can do enough damage, it can hold its own like that for now. Okay. Probably if I had now started the game, it would have been ideal, but for end game like this, I'm quite happy to use what I'm using. And that's it. Go back to it. Yeah, get back my fast roll. So yeah, because I don't want to be heavy rolling, I don't want to be mid rolling. I want to be able to move, because Sif as a boss, he moves around quite a lot. And you really need to be able to handle his sporadic movement. As you can see, straight off the bat he starts jumping. Now with this fight, what I try to do is to stay under him as much as possible to prevent him doing attacks like that. But you try to stay under him, he will just jump. Try to move out of there, so just be aware of that. Thing is, just keep topping up your health, and you should be fine. As you can see, he does that attack. He has several attacks that he will do. See, that's a double attack. Okay. So he does a full 360 there, and that can catch out a lot of new players who are not aware of his moves. And that's it. Not really a hard boss, to be honest. Right, so now that we've got the ring, now the fun begins. Because now we're gonna have to take on the 4 kings. And sometimes it's making your way to the 4 kings that can kill you more than actually fighting the 4 kings. But myself, I know the enemy's placements, so it's easier to run through this portion. I don't need to fight them. Sometimes I do, to see if I can get the sort of odd chunk or slab, because they have been known in the past to drop slabs as well, but very rare. But sometimes they do. So yeah, just take this guy out because he can follow you. They do that running attack, which if he catches me in the back, it can do a lot of damage. So hence the reason why I took him out. And that's about it. So these here, just have to be careful. So that's the ghosts in the wall. Remember they're there. I'm not using any transient curse. I'm not going to waste it, because every time you come through here, you're going to have to use one. Yeah. See? There we go. Chunks. Okay, on a dark hand. I've got so many dark hands now because I did a bit of farming off camera before just to bring certain weapons up, but that's it. That's why I've got so many dark hands. See, the ghost always gets involved. That attack can kill you if you don't have enough. If you don't have enough poise, it can stagger you, and you'll just finish you off in that combo. See? Again. Don't know why I keep playing around with him. That's it. We're out of there, boy. Okay, so that's those two clear. It's just the ghosts in here now. So now we can run through quickly. No, you're not going to catch me right now. I don't want you to. Now you can drop from the top there to the bottom. But sometimes I like to move down a bit so I can double check my gear, make sure I'm wearing the ring, things like that, and then proceed. Okay. Now you need a good magic shield, which is why I changed to the crest shield, because it has a reasonable amount of defense against magic. And because the Four Kings, they do a lot of it is magic damage, you need a good magic shield. Okay, so I'm just, again, as I said, I'm just checking over now my equipment and my loadout. And here we go. So, taking bets, how many attempts you think it's going to take for me to kill these Four Kings. So here we go. Number 1 is up. Okay, now most of this is timed, so the quicker you can take them down, the better before the other ones spawn. Okay? Otherwise you'll end up with all 4 and trying to battle them. They can be a right pain. As you can see, I'm still rusty. Not getting those hits in, and it just becomes a right mess. Look at that, I'm just taking hits to the face. There you go. There we go. Death number 1, and there is the second king already spawned in. So you see, had I not dealt with this one, the other one is right there. There we go, attempt number 2. So that attack is a magic attack, which is why I need the shield. Can run around it and avoid it. They are weak to fire. That's a top tip for those who are having problems with them. Move away from that. That's going to be a blast, yeah. Take that opportunity to heal up. Now be careful if you're rolling under them too closely, because the hilt of the weapon that they're using can still do you damage. See there, he's still I remember in the past I've done this at soul level 1. This was a right pain. It was a right pain to do at soul level 1. But I managed it. Using a fire weapon, of course. Had the reinforced club, which a lot of speedrunners use when they're doing these sort of runs. But I saw that. It's interesting. Okay. So there we go. 4 kings down. So that's all the shards that we need to satiate the Lord Vessel. Okay. Now this is where, if you want to join the Dark Raid Covenant, you need, in order to get Karth, you need to not give the Lord Vessel to Frampt. And just come down here and kill these. Kill the 4 kings, and then you will see Karth will appear. But because I've already placed the Lord Vessel with Frampt, he's not going to appear now. Okay, and you need 10 humanity to surrender to him, which you'll get this. You can get this set. And you can get the sword and the life drain, you know, so forth. But for those who like invading, you can get the full red eye orb, which is why many people do it, because they want the full red eye orb to invade as much as you want. So there we go. So that's it. So we're going to offer the souls now to the Lord Vessel. I always like this cutscene. Very interesting place. So this is like Gwen's prison. Now that we have satiated the vessel, the door opens, so we have to succeed Lord Gwyn. And the way we do that is obviously by taking him out, so that we can become the next sort of lord, the next kindler of the flame. Okay, so for those who are having problems getting upgrade materials, I know this is late game, but these drop it on a regular basis when you kill them. So you can farm here, do a few rounds. See, so he drops the Titanite chunk, the other one drops the red Titanite chunk, the other one drops the white, and so on it goes. Okay, so you get most of the upgrade materials here. And in some cases, they can also drop their weapon. So yeah. See, so he drops the red Titanite chunk. So if I want to level up my Murakumo, I can, because I can just come here and just keep killing him over and over and getting it. Not much else to this area, you know, just those few enemies, those silver knights or black knights, whichever one you want to call them. That's it. No, you don't want to fight him along here, so that's why I always pull him around that post and then bring him here, that way I have more room. There we go. And of course I have on the Hornet Ring, which will do an additional damage. Go, Titanite shot. Okay. Just take my health up. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, place your bets. How many attempts to kill Gwen? Because I haven't done it for quite a while. There you go, look at that. See? And people will say I'm overpowered. Yeah, right. Ah, it never ceases to amaze me. No matter how good you think you are, there's always an enemy gonna wreck you. That's why I don't listen to that garbage when people start talking about being overpowered in this game. You can never be overpowered. Yeah, you can be higher levels, but it's just preparation, isn't it? Good thing with these games, you play it how you want to play it. How much you want to struggle, that's up to you. If you're a sucker for punishment, then by all means, come in here at soul level 1 with a, unupgraded long sword or something and fire away. If that's what gets your, if that's what floats your boat, then do whatever. But you have these people that will sit watching videos and be, oh no, you need to be this, or you're too overpowered, or they're making a lot of judgments and a lot of things. I just laugh when I hear things like that, because that's the beauty of FromSoft games, all of their games. They leave it up to you to decide which way you want it, however you want to do it. Now what I need is one of their shields, because their shield has a good resist for fire. Yeah, see, I don't have any of their shields, so I could really do with one of their shields now, because that will help with if Guan's fight, as it blocks, I think, is 80 or 85% fire. That's what I need. That shield, yeah, too heavy. No, too heavy. Okay, and I like to be nimble. There you go. So I'll have to hang on to the crest shield for now. I don't think it does that much fire. It does enough. Has enough fire resist, but not as good as the Black Knight shield. Oh dear, got my face smashed again by the same guy. No thank you to not today. Black Knight Great Axe, one of a good weapon, but the stats are high. You can farm the one in the catacombs, but you can't really farm him. Once you kill him, that is it. So unless for those on PC to do a read-only save, that's the only way to farm him and keep coming back and trying to get it. But I remember in the past, I remember trying to do a run with that from early on, and it was a nightmare, but I managed it. I managed to get one in the end. Starting page. So you can parry Gwen, for those who are not aware. Nope. Oh no. I'm dead. I'm dead. Trying to heal. There's that panic roll to try and heal. That's the thing when you mess the parry up. Oh, there you go. First death. So, 1 to Gwen. This is run number 2. Managed to get a Black Knight, one of the Black Knight shields. There we go. Talk about being rusty, man. That's the end of him. Not that much on it. So you put on the Silver Serpent ring if you want additional souls, and that is it. So I know, not very climatic, but that's the end of how it all ends. So you have two choices to make now. You can either link the flame, or you can usher in the age of dark. Okay. Just put back all my clothes. Yeah. So that's the end of our journey. So we have taken the Dark Lord ending.
My lord, bless thy safe return. Let Kath and Fravt serve your highness. We are here to serve your highness. Let true dark be cast upon the world. Our Lord hath returned.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. So much for our journey. But it's not the end. You can join me. I'm doing a playthrough at the minute of Elden Ring, which I'm quite enjoying. It's just that I don't have enough time with work and everything, trying to balance everything and record. It's just such a time-consuming game. But so far I'm having lots of fun with it. What can I say? Dark Souls is one of my all-time favorites because it was my first introduction to the Souls series. And since then I've played all of them, all the way through Demon Souls. I enjoy Demon Souls. I haven't played the remake that Blue Point has done. I haven't done that one yet because I haven't got a PlayStation 5, unfortunately. And I'm not going to get one right now. With all that's going on, I prefer to hang back a bit and, just wait and see what they do with it in a couple of years' time, because what I don't want to do is to go and get a normal one and then they bring out like how they did with the PS4, and then later on they brought out the PS4 Pro, which a bit more, so I'd rather hang back and wait, and let a bit more games come onto it and see what happens then. But anyhow, so for those who have stuck around, thanks a lot. If you do enjoy the video, I know some of them are not that brilliant, but a like would be very appreciative. And if you want to go a step further, you can always subscribe to the channel for more content. And you can catch up with the latest episodes of Elden Ring that I'm doing. I'm just running through that. Having a blast, I must say, with Elden Ring. It's really a solid game so far. I mean, say it has its issues, but what game doesn't? But not bad. So yeah, there we have it. Enjoy the end credits. Thanks a lot for joining me on this journey, and do hope to meet again in future. Take care and enjoy. Goodbye for now.
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.